right, so I'm here with Matt, and bro, I really appreciate your time, doing this interview. I know we had it scheduled. As I was telling you before we started the call, man, I was hustling back, and I like pulled over on the side of the road, and I'm in the back seat of my truck right now. I was like, I can't miss this opportunity to interview and speak with you. I saw that you had posted. My team hit me up, and they said you had like closed this massive deal, and I know you've been in for a while, and it was just a great opportunity for us to connect and get to know a little bit more about you and your story and how you're able to close such a massive deal. Because my goal, like I was telling you, is people are going to see this video, and I just hope that they acquire some type of inspiration and learn something from you. So if they're considering working with small businesses, or if they're growing their agency right now, I just want you to shine some light on them. But yeah, bro, start off by introducing yourself, man. Tell us where you're from and how long you've been with us in the academy.
Yeah, so my name's Matt. My name's Matt, but just call me Matt. It's easier to say. But I've been in the academy since, well, it's been a while now. It's been almost 2 years, I think. I think it's been since 2018, early 2018. Nice. I've been in here for a while. What I used to do was I didn't have a niche. I didn't know what to do, how to do it. I was kind of like all over the place. I'd find the client here and there. And then I don't know, it hit me last year that if I just specialize in something and just keep posting results and putting it on LinkedIn, plastering it everywhere, talking to people, kind of like building up that confidence within yourself, that it's like, when someone gets on the call with you, you have the confidence to say, this is what it's going to cost. This is what it's going to be like. This is how you're going to do it. It's kind of like certainty. That's the word. And basically built that up, and just acquired client after client after client.
Nice, man. So you've been you've been in for 2 years now. And for you, I think the biggest struggle was like picking, instead of doing like many niches, like focusing on one. What was the one vertical that you decided that you wanted to focus on your business?
It was solar. So
it was solar.
It was solar, man. Yeah. So I remember, quick story back. The first thing I ever saw was on YouTube. You were doing a value video for dentistry. Mm-hmm. And I used to practice. I'm like, oh, how do I do this? Like I was so bad at talking to the camera. I still am bad at talking to the camera, but I did one, and I got a meeting, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. I got the client, closed him on the day, and then basically it was solar panels, right? I was into solar, and I'm like, so I just kept. So the way that I scaled that was I talked to one solar guy, got him results, and then just kept messaging all these people nonstop. You probably look at my DMs now; it's just full of like 400 or 500 businesses. It's just solar, 10 per hour. Just talking to them, emails, everything. And yeah, I can go into more further detail on how I scaled that. What I did if you want to hear that.
Yeah, man. I think the details are definitely important for sure. Well, let us know, like, so you picked solar, for people that don't know, that's the solar technicians install solar panels on top of people's homes and businesses, right? And those jobs go for what? Because we worked in that niche too, so they go from what? They could be like $10,000, $50,000, right?
More,
or even more,
way more,
or even
50,
way more, right?
60K.
Yeah.
In America,
so super
huge.
High ticket.
Yeah.
So super high ticket. So how many of those solar installers have you worked with now as a client?
If I were to calculate it, like ongoing clients right now with solar, I've got around 12 good clients that will pay me month after month.
Nice.
Some of them are on retainer, so just $1,000, $2,500, here and there. But the big ones that I have are the ones that are paying me on the cost per lead model. So the cost per lead model that you pitch in the academy is actually the best model I've ever dealt with. Like it hit me one day. I'm just like, why am I doing this? I used to just charge retainer. And when you break it down for them, it's like, okay, it's going to be a $2,500 retainer plus ad spend. They're like, well, why do you deserve $2,500? That's kind of like their thinking.
Yeah.
They're like, why don't I just put that all towards ad spend, and you earn like $1,000? So
right.
So I kind of jumble up my words and go off track, but basically, it's the cost per lead model, you sell it at a higher rate, you know, let's say $28 a lead, and you sell 100 leads, you make $2,800. Let's say if you can generate those leads at $2, which is what I'm doing for this client.
Nice.
Profit margins are huge, man. It's huge.
Beautiful.
It's way better. It's just so much more scalable, and you have more opportunity to just hire copywriters, creative imagery, just do all these things that you need to do to scale, rather than, all right, I got paid 2,500. You know, I gotta like calculate it. You know, I have to have 3 clients before I can start scaling stuff. So
got it. So you have
opening
12
up a whole new world.
Yeah, man, absolutely. That's super cool. So you have 12 clients in the solar space now that's paying you. So what are you doing per month now in your business?
Without the 27K deal, the thing is, the past 2 months, it's scaled up so much. I actually haven't had time to sit down and just properly be like, look, this is like, I don't have to, like, if you like, I filled this book up within a week of just notes, right? Just like talking to people, phone calls and stuff. So it's like, it's more than 25K.
Nice, bro. Dude, that's so awesome. Yeah. And then, so you kind of alluded to it. So recently you did close. Tell us about the deal you recently closed. How much was it? And how did you acquire that client?
That one's a funny story. I was actually sitting right here, and I was on LinkedIn, and I got a message from some guy. I'm like, who is this guy? He's like, give me a call on Monday. So I gave him a call, and you know, you get on a phone call with somebody and you just feel like, you know, this guy is a heavy hitter. Like he's a bit of like he's done this a million times before. I'm like, okay.
He's motivated.
Yeah, I'm like, this guy sounds rich. I'm like, this guy sounds like he's got a big business. So he's like, what can you do for me? I'm like, I don't know. You messaged me. So he's like, okay, well, we're doing leads now at around $3. I'm like, back then I couldn't get leads that low. So I just said, look, you know, you got your guys that are doing it now sound like they're doing a pretty good job with the conversions. And I think me being honest about it made him like me a lot more. So ever since then, I've got on multiple calls with them. They've even tried to hire me personally as a marketer for their business, you know, just building on this relationship. I haven't been paid $1 yet from this. It's been since August last year, since I got my first solo client. And we built on that. This is a long-term relationship, you know, and basically we came to a deal last month for him to buy 100 leads and to buy another 100, and eventually added up to around 500. And I delivered that within a couple of days. Like it came with experience within the sector. That's niching down so important. You can just be like, look, if I put this copy out there with this imagery with my pixel, the pixel is one of the most important parts. You can just deliver the results. So I was really confident in saying, look, I'll give it to you with a cheap price, right? I know it's cheap for the marketplace, but you got to buy quantity. So then I'm talking with his second in command kind of guy. He's kind of a young guy, you know, really easy to talk to. And basically we negotiated a deal where it's $15 a lead for 450 leads a week. And we were supposed to start, today's Tuesday, Monday. We're supposed to, the lead week was supposed to start on Monday. I started it on Saturday, and I'd already brought in, by the end of Monday, 425 leads. So within the first, so within the first, not even 24 hours, I'd almost finished the first order.
That's incredible.
So yeah, so the way that I closed it was, it's just persistence and follow up, man. Like you're not going to close every deal all the time, first time. Like I've been talking to this guy for months. They tried to hire me because they knew I could do the leads, you know. So what I'd say is I wouldn't have gotten that client if I wasn't posting results on LinkedIn. Right. Plaster your results, plaster the success everywhere. Talk to as many people as possible. I like to think it happened because I'm getting, like, my negotiation skills got a lot better since I'm on the phone every day talking to my current clients as well, just talking to them in general, how are the leads, how's this going, what's going on, just learning how to do the business in general. Just be like, look, you know, this is, you know, just talking to them over and over again. And then eventually, I don't know, my negotiation skills got good enough to just give them this deal and they buy in bulk. It's just the process. Just, you know, if I were to tell anybody anything, key thing is pick something you like, which I like solar for some reason. I don't know why. I like the concept of solar.
Yeah.
And just pitch it like you love it, man. Like, how would a football player talk about football? It's like the same thing.
Exactly.
It's the same thing, man. How would so
I love that, and I love how you it sounds like you put a big importance on prospecting, right? Literally going and talk to people that have your money, right? I like to say always, if your business is not making money, you don't have a business. If you're not talking to people that have your money, you don't have a business, right? Like what we do, it's a super valuable skill. Like we have the ability to help literally almost any business in the world get new customers for their business. And that means they make more money. And that's an extremely valuable skill. But the skill set alone is amazing. But if you don't actually go out and tell people like what you're able to do to acquire them as a client, like there's no point in the skill, right? The skill goes hand in hand with prospecting and sales, just like you did. So dude, I love that. So congratulations, dude, on closing that 27K deal. Dude, that's so awesome. It's extremely inspiring me. For me, when I saw that, I was like, whoa, we gotta talk to this guy. And when my assistant booked this call, I was like, my wife sent me out to go to a grocery store. Actually, we got milk. I probably should get back soon, but I was hustling back to take this call. I'm like, I got to make sure I'm here. Like I said, I just pulled on the side of the road. But dude, like that's so inspiring. So tell me this, like, what do you think is the number one thing? If you didn't mention already, what do you think is the number one thing that contributed like to your success? Is it like just the persistence, or like what is it that you think? Do you have any like special skills that anyone else has, or like what do you think it is for you?
I have a couple things. I reckon I have the ability to talk to people. Like I can use colloquialisms in a way where I can talk to anybody, right? If I understand how to talk, like if I hear people around me, I can kind of join the group and understand how to talk to them. So it makes it a bit easier for me in the copywriting. The copywriting is important on how to talk to homeowners. I know this is a bit of a touchy topic, but I like talking about it like this. Like how did the president become the president, right? He kept saying the same thing, using the same stuff, talking to the base over and over again, right? And it really resonated with them. It's a great case study to look at. Just do the same thing with the marketing, right? Just if you can get the results, so this is what I'm getting at. If you can get the results, whenever anybody talks to you, no one's ever going to like pull away or like fight with you to say, no, this isn't how the numbers are going to play out. If you can say, look, if I bring in 100 leads, which I know I can, and they're going to be quality and they're going to be of, X percentage. If your appointment setting ratio is 30%, right? And then your closing ratio is 20%, you're going to be making $10,000 for every $1,000 you spend. And when you say it like, with utmost confidence, it's like, they're going to be like, okay, I believe you. So looking at the data, dumbing down your copywriting to make sure you can get the results. So don't overcomplicate it. Make it, do however you want to do it, but don't use, like, factor in your marketplace, who you're targeting. So it comes down to results. So making sure you can get the results, the leads. So getting the right imagery, getting the right copy, which I'm really good at. I'm really good at those two things. Like I sit there all day and I write. I've written 40 pieces of copy this week to make sure my ads don't die. Nice. So just redoing it.
Awesome.
Learning to scale. So hiring people to do that too, so you don't waste your time instead of prospecting or doing something else. So there's that. The third thing I'd say is having that certainty. So once you get the copy and the imagery down, you'll be able to have the certainty to say, this is going to be the data. This is how much money you're going to make. And I'd say the fourth thing is don't go into the marketplace blind. So I know a lot of people, when they want to get into like dental implants or dental surgery, they'll go in there and they'll ask them, do you have any results? And they'll say no. And that way it's like, well, why am I going to pay you if you've never gotten results before? So even if you just set aside $200-300, this is what I did as well. like my personal money, you set aside a couple $100 and you generate leads. You can use that as a case study. Be like, look, this was the leads that we brought. You know, this is how much we spent. You know, this is how much we're going to charge you. We know it works. That's it.
Exactly.
You don't need to, you don't, if you're really confident in the way that you say it, they're not going to ask you about the conversion numbers unless you hypothetically bring them up. Be like, look, if we bring you 20%, you know, if we bring you 20% numbers, you know, of quality, you know, everything turns into an appointment. You're going to, and your closing ratio is 20, you know, you're going to be closing one deal out of every $500, right? Something like that. And that deal could be worth 15K. So it's that, those are the four main things I'd say. Don't be afraid to spend your money on the right thing. Don't go spend it on something stupid. Spend it on the leads, get the leads there, get the case study. You know, you owe nobody anything that way. And yeah, you can. And then once you get one case study, you get another one, and you just goes out of control from there. And then eventually you get paid per lead. And it's huge. Awesome. You get huge quantity. Yeah. That's it, man.
Great, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let me ask you this. You know, as we kind of come in here in closing, there's definitely going to be some folks that are seeing this and wondering if, you know, if this is like the right fit for them. What would you tell somebody that's looking into, you know, starting a lead generation business or, you know, scaling up their agency using the training that you've gotten access to with us? Would you recommend it? Like, what's your honest opinion on what we've been able to help you do?
Yeah. So what I'd say is if you want something laid out for you step by step, every step of the way, instead of playing the guessing game that I started in 2016, when I first started all this until I found Doug in 2018, it's going to eliminate all that. And I know Doug's a heavy hitter. You know, he's been in the game a lot longer than me. You know, he's got, I know personally, you know, he sells clients, you know, he's got a lot of clients, he knows what he's doing, right? So you're getting all that experience as well. And what I'd say is if I started off having someone to mentor me at the start, I wouldn't have wasted 2 years of my life trying to figure it out. So it's not just worth money, it's worth the time. And right now, time's the most important part since this is the golden age of social media, right? So before everyone flocks to the marketplace and, you know, just completely like saturates it, so you saturate the marketplace, get on it now. Before everybody gets in on it, right? So you're in the golden age now. So take advantage of it. And to have that step-by-step guidance along the way, you got the coaching calls, you got stuff like this. Like nobody ever explained to me how to get a 27K deal. Like until I see the cost per, I looked at your video, the cost per lead model again, and it hit me. I'm like, you had it out there in the Excel sheet. You had every single niche. And I looked at it, I'm like, why wasn't I doing that? You know, why am I charging retainer? Why wasn't I doing that? And then it hit me. And then, so watch it again, and then it'll hit you again, and watch it. You'll have another epiphany like I did. And then you'll figure it out. It's all there for you. Like, so that's what I'd say. It's all there, and it's, and put your own touch onto it as well, you know, like add your own flair to it, you know, make everything unique, make it your own. You see a couple funnels there, they work, they really work, but like test things. So try and improve it, make it better in your own way. And I love that, because every marketplace is different. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're good. I was just saying, yeah, dude, I completely agree with you. Definitely, like, I know you touched on saturation. I know we're closing up, but I love this business model. I don't personally feel like there's ever going to be any saturation. It's just simply because, you know, there's 500,000 new businesses opening every month. And because these businesses like solar installers, roofers, I mean, you name it, plumbers, whatever, they didn't go to school for marketing. Right? No one's teaching them Facebook ads. No one's teaching them Google ads. So 95% of these guys are shutting down in 5 years because they don't know how to get clients. So that's why I love this business model. So there's always going to be opportunity. We're always going to be able to work in it and have our little sliver of the pie. Like, I don't even want an eighth of the pie. I don't want 100th of the pie, dude. I want like this tiniest little speck, because that tiniest little speck and sliver of the pie is literally worth millions of dollars, right? So that's what I focus on, just that little, if I can get that tiny, tiny speck that you can't even see with your naked eye, I'm good, right?
It's exciting.
Cool, man.
Exciting times. Yeah.
Cool,
Anyway,
man. Well, I really appreciate your time today, Maddie. I'm going to let you get on with your day, brother, but I really appreciate you sharing your wisdom, you know, with all of our people in our community. You keep doing you, man. If there's anything that I could personally do for you, you know, just reach out. But congratulations on closing that huge deal. And you're an inspiration, man. I just want to say thank you for your time today, and you have a good one, all right?
thanks, man. No, thanks for your time. Thanks for
All right.
taking the call. Thanks for making the call. It's been
Absolutely.
an honor, man. Thanks, Doug.
All right, man. Appreciate
Yeah.
you, brother.
Bye bye.